What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is the 1 month review of the Copa Pure 2.1, and we're going to start today with the sole plate. Now, the sole plate is the torsion frame that we get from the Nemesis line. I think this is overall a fantastic sole plate to use. It is very neutral. The half moon studs give a really nice grip into the ground, both on AG and FG surfaces, but they give you a good amount of rotational energy as well, which is always what I'm looking for, sort of that hybrid sole plate that you can use on whatever surface you're playing for. You've got really nice midfoot structure and stability through here, plus you have a really nice amount of snapback. Of course, this was used for their agility boot back in the day, and so of course you're going to get those benefits with this sole plate. So for me, I think this sole plate's an 8 out of 10. The heel area is a much improved feature of the Copa Pure 2.1, and I'm really happy to say it is one of the most comfortable and neutral heel areas on the market, in my opinion. It really suits the shape and sort of the vibe of this boot. It's a fully suede heel liner now. There's no weird foam pods, no weird areas where it dips in and out from contact with your Achilles and your ankle area, and I do think that this is one of the most neutral and accommodating heel shapes for most people, and for that reason it's going to get an 8 out of 10. The upper on the Copa Pure 2.1 features fusion skin in the midfoot and a calfskin leather forefoot, which they have done absolute magic to because of how soft this is. Now, this is a pretty standard upper material, leather in the forefoot, synthetic in the midfoot, but the execution of this really feels seamless. It doesn't feel like you have any difference of material across the upper. It does obviously feel a little bit softer in the forefoot area, but overall this is a really well put together package, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy the feel and the touch. It's not my favorite, and so for the sake of this review, it's going to get a 6.5 out of 10 for the upper. Lockdown for the Copa Pure 2.1 is actually okay. I would say it's about average. The heel area differences that they did for this new updated generation make a massive difference, and I will say that because this is the laced version, obviously the Plus is a laced version as well, but this laced version does do a really nice job of wrapping your foot and locking you into place. Especially, I can't express how much this heel area meant, this change meant, because it really is super neutral and it feels fantastic on feet. So for me, the lockdown is fine. Again, with a leather boot, you're not always going to get the craziest lockdown. Morelia Neo 4 Beta is probably the best leather boot for lockdown, but that's also because that boot is constructed with a midfoot that is just super locked in, plus they have the knit. And I will say that the score for the lockdown will actually be reflected as well. It's going to be higher in the Plus model 1 month review as well. So for this one, this is going to get an average rating of 7 out of 10. Break-in time for the Copa Pure 2.1 was fine. The midfoot is quite a bit thinner than the forefoot area, so I didn't have any issues with breaking in the forefoot. Of course, my toes maybe were a little bit cramped at the beginning, but that happens for most football boots. But the midfoot is a little bit on the thinner side. It tapers off quite a bit here, and so even though this is a standard U-throat tongue where I could kind of adjust the lacing system area, I did find that I got quite a bit of hot spots here on the outside of the foot. That might be because of the 3 stripes elements here, but it also could be just because of the shape of the football boot. So for me, the break-in time is going to get a 6 out of 10. Durability and build quality is where I think Adidas shines. I think Adidas just overall makes some really high quality products, especially with their move to the new Predator line. This new Copa is very durable in my opinion. I have used it on FG and on AG surfaces like the one you see behind me, and the durability has been absolutely fantastic. I've washed these a little bit with soap and water, but as you can see, they're almost brand new looking, which is pretty sensational, other than some turf stains, you know, all over the upper and the sole plate. The suede on the heel liner hasn't really gone away. It hasn't lost its plushness and its softness, and for the most part, this upper has stayed really, really plush and soft, even though I don't do any treatment to it. So for me, durability and build quality of this football boot is going to get an 8 out of 10. Shape and fit is probably one of the most important aspects of a football boot to me, and that's why this boot is probably not going to get the best rating. I love the shape of the sole plate underneath my foot. The fit of the forefoot is really nice. It's very plush and soft, but the fit just in that midfoot area, I really struggle to find a comfortable kind of lace-up system that works really well for me on a consistent basis, and I'm still having trouble breaking these in a little bit from time to time. They still kind of hurt my feet a little bit. So for me, shape and fit of the Copa Pure is going to be a 6.5 out of 10. So competition for the Copa Pure is actually a little bit different than I think in the past, when other boots like the Tiempo and the Puma King were actual leather football boots. But now, because this is actually still leather, I've got to compare it to leather football boots on the market. So we're talking Morelia Neo 4 and Neo 4 Beta. You've got the older brother or sister to this boot, which is the laced knit material plus model. You've got the Adler Horenzo, the Adler Yatagarasu, the Mizuno Morelia 2, some of the Diadora boots. I would say this falls like middle of the pack for me. Adler boots, I would take over these. Mizuno boots, both of them I'm taking over these. The only boots that I would say I won't take over these, well, I haven't tried Diadora in a while, so I can't really say. Quality of leather on the Diadora boots is far superior to the Copa Pure. That being said, as just an overall product and durability, these may win out. I'm not actually sure, so I can't speak really on those. But I guess from the ones that I've actually tried from the list of comparison boots, these kind of fall at the bottom actually. I'd take both Mizunos, both Adlers over these ones as far as leather football boots go. If you have any other ones that I missed in that list, leave them down in the comment section below and where you think they stack up. But for me, again, from a competition perspective, these are really good football boots overall. Like, I actually believe that, and if you fit in these, I think these are going to be awesome for what most people are looking for in a leather football boot that feels really nice. They're just not my cup of tea. So that's where they're at with competition. Performance for the Copa Pure 2.1, I think, is actually quite decent. I find that the lockdown's really good. I find that the comfort of the football boot is really good, even if the fit's kind of wonky sometimes for my foot shape. Keep in mind, I've got a very thin heel area, wide midfoot, and a wide toe box. So for those of you who are more on the average foot shapes, I think you're gonna absolutely love these, especially if you're looking for that boot that sort of blends comfort and performance from a football boot that's going to have class durability and stuff as well. So I think performance for me is going to get a 7.5 out of 10 for these football boots. Overall, the Copa Pure 2.1 I think is good. I think it's a good football boot. I don't think there are any aspects of this that I would change other than potentially the shape, but that's a very self-centered comment. It's a very subjective comment. So whether you fit in this or not is going to be up to you. And as I said before, that is probably the most important piece of picking football boots for yourself, is making sure that the fit is good, because you want to make sure you take care of your feet when you're playing on especially artificial ground surfaces that are a little tougher. For me, as an overall product, this is pretty good. I would say I prefer the Plus model that's got the knit, because I just think it wraps your foot in a really beautiful and unique way. Those are even more difficult to break in because of the tightness of that midfoot. So again, scores will reflect in that video as well. But I think overall as a product, as a sort of that basic leather football boot that provides good amount of durability, a decent amount of lockdown as well, good touch and performance feeling for the upper, I think this is just above average in my opinion. And I think Adidas did a really nice job with adjusting that heel area that was just atrocious on the previous generation, the Copa Pure 1.1. So for me, this is a 7.5 out of 10 football boot. The Copa Pure is a good football boot, but again, up to you what you're kind of looking for. It's just some features of this that I'm not really into, including the way that it, you know, feels to shoot and stuff. It just feels a little disconnected in my opinion. And so that's where it's at. But overall, again, they're going to stay in my collection. I'm going to wear them every once in a while just to kind of get some, I don't know, some good touches in, some basic stuff in, and continue to enjoy and hopefully continue breaking these in to the point where they don't hurt my feet on the midfoot as well. So hope you guys enjoyed that video of the Copa Pure 2.1. If you guys are interested in other 1 month reviews, let me know down in the comment section below which ones you guys want to see next, and of course what you would rate these and which categories you would rate those numbers in. Very excited about being able to review this. So thank you guys for watching. If you got value from this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, be awesome, take care. I'll see y'all in the next video.